Okay. Is this working? Anybody out there?
There we go.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay. Type me a message so I can make sure that it's working. Yay. And you can see me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, there's like a big delay on it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a delay. It's how the streaming works. For the quality of the video to be high, you either have to choose between a short delay and crappy video, or good video and a little bit of a delay. But since no one would be on the phone with me,
Right.
they wouldn't know. Let's see. Okay.
Or now you got people coming in.
Okay. All right. Okay, now I know how to set this up. All right, I'm going to jump off the call and then text you. Okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye. Hey, Chuck. How's it going? Yes. More HSCC covers. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun watching their videos. I have been basically just fulfilling the requests that people have made through Patreon and PayPal. So I haven't seen a lot of HSCC requests coming in. Hey, Mariana. Glad you could make it. All right, I'm going to move my windows around here. Arizona. I bet it's pretty hot out there right now. Sarah is from Arizona as well. Aren't you, Sarah? I would guess all of Arizona is probably hot. Are there any cooler areas of Arizona? Oh, HSCC does an amazing cover of Patti LaBelle and Michael McDonald. Is that what song is that, Chuck? Oh, up in the mountains. Well, that would make sense there. Oh, On My Own. I remember that tune. Beautissimo and the Diabetes. Hey, how's it going? My fellow diabetes person out there. I remember you from your name. Good to see you. Oh, it's 108 right over there. Let's see how the weather is out here in the desert. It's only 81 out here. Yeah, I'd love to jump in the pool. Yeah, I know it sucks being diabetic because you know I'm a foodie. I love food, but I try to offset that. I think the exercise really helps a lot, as you probably already know that. But it definitely helps with the blood sugar levels, getting that exercise in. Oh, that's nice weather out there in Palm Springs, Chuck. That's not too bad. I know it gets hot out in Palm Springs too. It's 73 in your bedroom. I bet. Yeah. Yeah, I've got my AC is definitely cranking. I started my AC at like 4 in the morning. Um, let's see where I'm at. Yeah, it's like 70. My house is at 71. Oh, we got Ian from Scotland. Okay, let's see. Hey Meg, how's it going? Lexington Lab Band. Yeah, I don't think I've done Ride Like the Wind yet. Um, but I have done Lexington Lab Band. I just did one recently. Hey Jack, how's it going? Oh, fan of Lucy. Cool. And Foxes and Fossils. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Um, yeah. As you guys probably know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, I always look for positive things to say about the groups that I watch because these artists watch the channel, and this is the thing that surprised me most about starting this channel up and getting into it was that some of these artists that I've done on the channel I thought would never you know see my videos, especially when I started out and I didn't have that many followers. And I was surprised to see that a lot of the groups that I was doing reactions for would watch, and they would comment and say hi and that kind of thing. So because I had the awareness that these groups were watching the channel, um, it occurred to me that, you know, these groups that put themselves out there are plenty of negative comments. There are plenty of people out there that are criticizing because, you know, we got a lot of keyboard warriors out there. And I thought, you know, what I could contribute to this landscape is to point out the things that I see that are good. And, you know, it's always genuine. It's always stuff that I really believe. But I leave the negative criticism to somebody else. And, you know, I also enjoy it a lot more when I'm looking for the good stuff, you know, that's it's more fun for me. Zool, yes, I have, and I actually did one of their songs. So check out my channel because I did one from Koyai. Is that how you pronounce their name? I know they've got a couple of live things out, and I've got one on the schedule, so that's going to come up. Hey, Curly, how's it going? Oh, Mary. So okay, so you're you have a friend who's friends with um Tori Hollub. Very cool. Yeah, she's been getting a lot of attention lately, and boy, she's so young too, and she's off to a great start. Hey, Greg, how's it going? Let's see. Have you seen any of the Rio Brothers covers of the Beatles? I have not. I have not. Oh, Sarah. Well, thank you for asking. Who's your favorite artist you've interviewed? Um, I would have to say, hands down, it was Jonah Nilsson from Dirty Loops, and he was my very first interview, and I was a bit starstruck when I did the interview. Well, at least when I prepared for it, and the moment that I actually saw him on Zoom. Up to that moment, I was just pretty freaked out about the whole thing, and you know, I had made copious notes, and I was just ready for it. And as soon as we started chatting, all of my nerves went away, and it felt like I was just hanging out with a buddy. And I think that's probably why the interview went so well, was because I think we were both really comfortable, and it was a really, really fun time. And you know, that interview was in 3 parts, 3 half-hour parts, and so that hour and a half interview was only part of it because we actually chatted longer than that. So I had to cut some stuff out, but I think I got all the good stuff posted though. So let's see, and who else have um, they're, you know, they're all fun, and they're all unique in their own way, and each of the people that I have interviewed have come off as just being really humble and really nice people. And it's cool because I've been able to forge friendships with these people, so it's really cool. Yeah, yeah, I was starstruck in real life when I saw him when we finally met in person. But you know, he made me super comfortable because you know he's that kind of a guy. MKM for you. Marek Mazur. Hey, yes. So I'm glad you brought that up. I have done the warning on the channel. I think I've done 2 reactions to the warning. Um, yeah, you're a fan of the Nightwish ones. That's cool. Yeah, so check back in my videos. I might have made a playlist for them too, so check that out. Check out the warning reactions that I have done on the channel, and I plan to do more. Um, so one of the things I wanted to mention about the content on the channel, because I have, at the beginning of the year, I'll just rewind a little bit. At the beginning of the year, I had decided to create this website that allows people to make PayPal donation requests. And the reason why I did it was because I was getting requests from all over the place. I was getting emails, Instagram messages, YouTube comments, texts even. I mean, they're coming from all over the place. And what was happening was I was missing some of these requests. And so what people would do is, because they're wanting to make a donation request, so they would independently go to PayPal and send me a donation, and then they would put their information about what video in one of these sources, and I'd have to hunt around and find them. Well, what's happening was sometimes I would miss them, or they'd get lost or something, and then I'd hear from them like a month later, and they go, "Hey, what happened to my video?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I completely missed it." So I felt really bad about that, and I'm like, I gotta get my crap together here. And so what I ended up doing was I consulted my brother, who is a web designer for a living, and lucky me. And I said, "Hey, can you help me out here? If I make a website, can we hook it in to PayPal and have one place for people to go to make PayPal donations, and I can get all of it going to one email address, and I will have all the information in one place." So I purely did it just for a bookkeeping reason. Well, what ended up happening is that I essentially made it easier for people to make the requests. And so I got massively flooded with these PayPal requests, and that was a total surprise to me. So as I was doing these, it's like I was doing one a day for a while, and I was getting requests at 2 a day. So I'm like, okay, wait a minute. There's only so many days during the month. So what ended up happening was I was getting so many of these that the videos were getting scheduled further and further out. So when it got to the point where it was about 2 months out, like if you made a request today, you would have to wait 2 months for your video. And I was like, okay, that's not cutting it. So that's why I put a halt to it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to kind of retool some things here and catch up so people don't have to wait so long. And then I'm going to introduce a couple of new features to the whole request process. So I don't want to announce anything quite yet because I'm still working through what I want to do with it, but I'm hoping that it'll be a better experience for the viewers, and I won't be so backlogged because I was forced to do 2 a day, and that is a real bear to do. So I had to catch up, and then I'll announce like when the changes happen. So I'd like to work through all of the videos that I have now. And what I'd also like to do is to go back to some of the artists that I started doing videos for, or reactions for, and bring those back on the channel, because I've done a lot of Nightwish and Ren, and I've done some from The Warning, and I've done, these groups that Valery Stepanov. I've done a whole bunch of groups that I really took a deep dive into, and then had to stop because I was getting requests, and those requests were not from those groups. So I'd like to return back to some of those groups that I was doing, and inject those into the playlist also. So I'd like to make that change. Let's see. Hey, that's my cousin there. Hey, Lisa, how's it going? Jonathan Rosenberg, South Africa. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on a second. Let me back up to the beginning. Curly. So Curly, you asked me if I have seen the group Toast. I have not seen the group toast, but it makes sense they do bread songs. Well, that's pretty cool because, yeah, I know a few bread songs, so that'll be fun to check them out. That's a good suggestion. Thank you for that. Um, Jonathan, yes. I'll tell you, man. Leonid and Friends never disappoint. They have blown me away. And, I've got fans of the channel who are requesting a lot of Leonid and Friends, and, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm really happy when my viewers' tastes and my taste align because sometimes and not often, and this is really cool because it doesn't happen that often, but sometimes I'll get a request and I don't really care for the artist very much, so I try so hard to find something that I could say that's positive because I I I want to be encouraging, and I want to you know have positivity on the channel all the time. So, but there are sometimes artists or groups that don't resonate with me, um, and I still have to do a reaction to them, but so few. I'm almost up to 1,000 videos, and I would say out of almost 1,000 videos, it's 900 at the early. Like I think I'm in the low 900s. And out of all of the videos that I have done, I am blown away by the fact that out of everything that I've seen, there are probably only like maybe 4 or 5 videos that I wasn't crazy about. That's pretty damn good. That is really, really good. That means I've got a great um, base of viewers out there that have really good taste in music. So I'm very happy about that and very very fortunate. Um, Amir, how's it going? Let's see. Mary Anna, I'm a friend with Robert Smith from Tower of Power. Mick Valentino is also a friend of mine. You got a lot of friends. Uh, I love Tower of Power. I've seen them many, many times. South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas was like the main place I would go see them. My brother and my dad and I would go and get a seat up front and watch Tower of Power because we love those guys, and it was always so much fun to see them. Sarah, yes, I have. You know I have. I've been burning the candle at both ends. Yes, I have. But I've been staying on top of it. Um, and I don't know if any of you know this, or if some of you might know this, but I'm a software engineer. Um, that's my main bread and butter. This is a side project for me, a side gig, because I've kind of done most of my life has been a kind of a dual career. I've been a musician and all the stuff that I do in music and the producing stuff and engineering and all that kind of stuff that I've done, but not so much on a professional level. I would say I have done stuff. I have been paid for it, but most of my attention has been in the way of software engineering. So I'm a coding geek, and that has come in handy with the channel because I have written tools for myself to expedite uh, some of the process and also to relieve some of the mundane and repetitive actions that I have to do in the video editing. So I'm really, really happy that I've got that skill because it's really helped me out to be able to get through these videos quickly. So just to give you an idea of my process with the videos, I will sit down, usually it's on a Sunday, and I will shoot probably anywhere, depends on my energy, but depends on what I did the night before. But I will do as many as 12 video reactions in one sitting. And a lot of times you could see, like, you'll be able to tell the group of videos because of the shirt I'm wearing. So today I'm wearing dirty loops, but you'll be able to tell like what block did that video come in because of my shirt that I'm wearing, because I don't change, during shooting the videos. So I'll shoot the video, and always one time through. I never pre-watch any videos for the reactions. It's always one time through. So that's good. So I can spend my time just watching the video and making my comments and all of that. So I'll do about a dozen of those. Then throughout the week, after I'm done with my day job, or early in the morning, because I wake up early, and I will go for a run on my Peloton treadmill, or go for a bike ride on my Peloton bike, and then I'll sit down and edit a video for the day before my day job starts. And then I will do my day job, have some dinner, and then go back up to the studio here, and I will edit another video for the evening. So that's the 2 videos. And yeah, so I try to reserve only 1 video on Sundays to give myself a little bit of a break. And also I have to give a shout out to my patron Lise, because this sweet darling woman, she has seen, like, because she's been a fan of the channel for so long, she has seen my video count go up dramatically, and she asked me if I ever take a break, and I'm like, no, not really. I don't have a day off. So she actually signed up on Patreon at the badass patron level, which gets 1 video reaction a month, and her request is for me to have a day off once a month. So in my schedule, if you've ever seen my schedule, you'll see this big gray line that says day off. That's because of Lise. So, my viewers are so awesome. So anyway, that's really, really cool. All right, let me check out some of the comments here. I agree, Amir. Henrik Linder is absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, Mary Anna, you were mentioning about singing, backup singing for Captain and Tennille. That is really cool. I'm sure you got some stories. Yeah, it's, and I think, Mary, you could probably uh, also chime in regarding getting to know people who are in these positions of having some sort of fame, or like Captain and Tennille. And I've had experience with that. I've said it in my videos, just how I've been lucky enough to have had these friendships and working relationships with some of these people who are doing it professionally. And it's interesting because if you have that, if you're in that industry, if you're in that environment, you really start to realize, like, the whole thing about the celebrity status thing really wears off very quickly, and you get to know them as people, as just people, and then kind of like this whole veil falls away about fame and all of that, because they really are just like anybody else, and they all have their personalities. They all, they're just in a position where everybody knows them, and they have, a lot of them have incredible talent, but they're just normal people. And I I man, I have so many stories to tell regarding the people that I have run into, but it's been surprising sometimes and disarming sometimes when have become friends with some of these people because I no longer know them as what everyone thinks of them as, like, you know, that star anymore. It's just like, oh, that's my buddy or that's my friend, you know, uh, texting me or whatever, and that it is pretty mind blowing. Let's see what else I have here. Sarah, you sing backup for tons of famous people. Well, I told you, Sarah, we had so my band Hollander. We we basically, this is a group that I was playing with in the 90s, and we all went our separate ways, and I went off and did other projects, and those guys kind of went off and did their own thing, but not so much in music. And we came back around in 2000. um Gosh, when was it? Couple, I think probably 3 years ago, maybe, yeah, 220, yeah, 2021 maybe. And we came back around, and everyone wanted to make music again. So since, you know, technology has made it where we all can record in our own little home studios, we were able to do an album um, after a year of being together. That's on Spotify. If you haven't seen it, you know, just do a search for Hollander. um, you'll see me on the cover, like it's in black and white, and I'm looking down, and I've got crazy eyes. That's the album cover. Anyway, so the thing is that the keyboard player is retired, and he travels with his wife all over the world, and we can't all be in the same place. So recently, I uh, I got, well, a couple months ago, I think I got a uh, call from our drummer Chris, and he asked me if we wanted to open up for Todd Rundgren, or I think the band was called Zebra. I'm not sure. Sarah, do you remember? Was the band Zebra? I know Todd. I know it's Todd Rundgren, but I asked Sarah. It's like I said, Sarah, do you want to fill in? Because Sarah plays killer key. Sarah's a killer keyboard player. So I said, hey, since Kevin, you know, is in like freaking, I don't know, halfway across the world, do you want to fill in on keys with Hollander and open for Todd Rundgren? And Sarah, I think Sarah thought that I was kidding at first, and she's like, "What? I don't know, maybe." But Sarah, she reads music, so we'd have to print everything out and have her read it on stage. That would be fun. Anyway, so no, you don't have only opportunities to sing in your car. You'll have more opportunities to sing in front of people and celebrities too. Amir, we probably do know some of the same people. Zebra, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if I had mentioned this in any of my videos, but um, back uh, when I was going through school, I went to Cal State Northridge, Cal State University Northridge, to learn software engineering, and I was also playing in the band Hollander, and we got a lot of opening spots for a lot of groups. And then I spun off and did my own group called Mummer, and then I was the lead singer in that one, played guitar, and we got to open up for a lot of groups. And hey, Alex, how's it going? And we so we got to kind of rub elbows with a lot of bands that were famous, but a lot of the groups that we opened for were groups that were kind of coming back around after having tremendous success, and they're kind of like on the backside of their success, like Cheap Trick and ELO, a bunch of other groups that we opened for, and we got to hang out, talk to the guys, and that kind of thing. Hang out backstage. We had a lot of gigs we did were at the a lot of the gigs were at the Ventura Theater uh, out here in California in Ventura, and they had like the opening band had the second floor, then the headliners had the top floor, the third floor, and we weren't allowed to go up to the third floor, but the acts on the third floor could come down to the second floor and hang out with us. So sometimes that would happen. And the interesting thing that I noticed was the bigger the band, like the more famous the band was in their career, the friendlier they were, the nicer they were. The bands that we opened for that never quite gained that mega success, those were the guys that were the assholes. Those were the guys that we had the hardest time with, and they treated us like crap. So it was interesting that the higher you go, you would think it would be the opposite, right? I thought it would be the opposite. I would have thought the egos would have been greater the higher up you went, but it wasn't true. It was the opposite. The higher up they went, they didn't have to prove anything, so they were super super sweet. Yeah, I got a number of stories about that kind of stuff. Hey, Alex, what time is it? I joke with Alex because I had made a post. Somebody had said that they can't make the live stream because they wouldn't be awake, and I said, wait a minute, that's 1 p.m. East Coast time. And then Alex said, no, it's 7 a.m. Math much? It's like, you're wrong. Yeah, next up, oh, hi. That's right, Sarah. Oh, Mary, so you've been to Daryl's house? Um, like Daryl's house, like you're talking about where they shoot Daryl's house, that show where they have all the musicians come out? That'd be really cool. I don't know if he has multiple houses, but certainly it's possible. Oh, Meg. Oh man, that was cracking me up, Meg, because like we went back and forth on this, and then you're like, "Oh, I thought it was 10:30." I'm like, "You mean 10?" Oh man, that was fun. That was fun. Aurora, yes. So, you know, I heard like she's been releasing stuff right off of the new album because I did a reaction recently to one of her songs, and it does sound different. But good for her though, because she's really innovative, and I am curious to know what direction that she plans to go in. And I had mentioned before that I saw her live. It was such a great show. I loved seeing her live. It's a whole different thing seeing her live than it is, in the videos and everything, of course. But she loves her fans. She loves her audience, and that really comes through in her live shows. Hey, Bimbo, how's it going, dude? Hey, man. I see your videos popping up all the time in my thread on YouTube. Uh, Yeah, it's funny because it's like I'll see like a really cool looking thumbnail. You do good thumbnails. I'll see a cool thumbnail, and then it'll say like "Dirty Loops live," the Fonda Theater or something. I'm like, I bet I know whose video this is. Sure enough, it's yours. Yeah, Sarah, you know Bimbo. Yeah, what a night we had, huh? Boy, boy, that was so much fun. I just messaged Jonah Bimbo. By the way, I just about an hour ago I sent off an email to Jonah, and I commented to him. I said, "Do you ever get any rest? Because they're doing. You probably already know they're doing a European tour in I think month of November, if I'm right. Anyway, they're doing it. They're doing another tour. So I started it off my message saying, "Do you ever get any rest at all?" And then I asked him what's coming up next, if they're going to trickle out some more videos of the new stuff, or are they just going to do a massive, big drop of the new material all at once, or what. So I'll let you know what he says. Um, but I'm really curious about that. And when I hear back from him, once I figure out what's going on with their schedule, his schedule, and if they're going to be around and how it fits in, because he's so busy. Um, after they release some stuff, some videos out there, then I'm going to do reactions to them, and then I'm going to have him loop back around and do another interview with me. Yeah, November. That's what I thought. European tour. Yeah, so I'll have him back on the channel. He's already said yes about it, so no biggie. It's just going to take some time because those guys are so busy. Yeah, no, I knew you'd appreciate that. I'll fill you in. Any info that I get. I'll let you know because I know you're a hardcore fan. Hey, Dave, how's it going? Oh, you saw my Mark Martell stuff. Yeah, that was a while back. I really enjoyed that. He blew me away. Boy, I'll tell you, the first time I heard Mark Martell, I I gasped. I couldn't believe it. I got chills. I mean, it really was surreal because he kind of looks like him a little bit, right? And to hear him sing those Queen songs the way that he does is just it's just mind blowing. I would love, yeah, Sarah. I would love to get Gary on the channel, and and it's not, and it's possible. It's possible. Um, yeah, I don't know. Gosh, I don't think I really mentioned too much about our night with Gary Newman, Sarah. Um, yeah, so Sarah and I got us VIP for the Gary Newman show at the Fonda Theater, which was a week before the Dirty Loops show at the same venue, and we got to meet um, and chat with Gary Newman for a while, and we were really lucky because he was actually interested in talking to us because we had um, a few things that I think were of interest to him um, personally. So one of the things that I'll mention, and Sarah, if you want to mention the other thing, you're welcome to, but I'll let you do that if you choose to. Um, the one thing that was really interesting was uh, Sarah and I have been working on a remake of Gary Newman's song "Down in the Park," and I'm actually going to put up a little video on Patreon uh, that she and I shot of us working on the song. So if anyone's on Patreon or if you're interested, you can check that out. But we had told Gary that we were working on this, and he sounded very interested to hear because we were describing to him kind of some of the things that we were doing with it. And he's like, "I would love to hear it." So he gave us his email and where to send it when we're done with it. So uh, Sarah and I try to find time to to work on it with our, you know, busy schedules that we each have. It's hard to carve away time, but we've kind of committed to working on it, every week. So we've made some great progress on it, and yeah, yeah, that'll be fun to finally hand it over to Gary Newman and get his response on it. Sarah's singing on it, which is really fun because we're doing, having a female voice on it really changes it a bit. And at first I sang it, we both sang it. And then when we listened to the playback, I was like, you gotta be the one to sing this because she sounds so good on it. Um, so she's going to be singing lead on it. Yeah. So the other thing, Sarah, if you're, yeah, I see you said go ahead. So Sarah has a daughter who's autistic, and Gary Newman is also autistic. So when we were talking to Gary Newman, that had come up in our conversation because Sarah had mentioned about his dark lyrics, and um, Sarah's daughter Isley, bless her heart, man, she likes that darker stuff too. And so Sarah had made a remark about um, co-writing, and he laughed about that. And so he became very interested in talking to Sarah about her daughter. So he took us aside when we were in the, we're doing this whole VIP thing. Everyone was lined up, and he was signing stuff, and he had stood up to take a picture with us. And then he took us aside kind of out of earshot, and he asked, he goes, how's your daughter doing? And he was asking us questions for quite some time. And Sarah was filling him in on everything. And then he started telling us about his experience with autism. And I was like, whew, man, hearing it from his lips, some very personal stuff. And so that was just a very surreal and amazing thing to be standing in front of the man. I absolutely love his music, so I'm a huge fan of his. So it was a bit surreal to be having that conversation with him, talking about autism, his experience with having autism. So yeah, so hopefully after we finish our song, Sarah, which has taken it to a whole nother level, because now we're like, okay, now we're writing this, for the guy that wrote the song. This has got to be really top notch stuff. So we've been going over it with a fine tooth comb and being very, very like, okay, this has got to be the best of what we can do. So it's coming along. I love it. I'm so happy with it. I know, Sarah, you're stoked about it too. So yeah, I can't wait to be done with it. I think I would say we're probably, I don't know, maybe 70% of the way through. We have a section that we're going to do a dropout and do a full-on choir section in it. That's Sarah's expertise. So we're going to change it up a bit, and we want to have this a cappella choir part in the song somewhere. So we'll see what happens. Battle Panda. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Tanner. Hey, how's it going, man? Awesome. I like your little Battle Panda icon there. Tonsef. Oh my gosh, it's 5:38 a.m. Holy smokes. Yeah, Snarky playing in the background. That's awesome. Oh, dude. So cool that you're up this early for this, man. I got to tell you, I want to go take a trip to New Zealand. It's on my bucket list. And I'm telling you, I know you're gonna laugh at me, dude, because um, part of the reason why I want to go there, Sarah, you got to come with me, is I want to go to Hobbiton. I know it's so cheesy, but I want to go where the Hobbit was shot. I want to go through that whole Hobbiton experience, and I saw pictures of Jonah and Henrik from Dirty Loops standing in front of the Hobbit hole. So I'm like, I want to do that too. That'd be fun. That like button is talking trash about you. Better smash it. Oh, I'm not catching that. What do you mean? What's going on? I might have missed something here. Oh, this is fun. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Oh, trying to up the like count. Oh yeah, brother, do it, do it, do it. Hit those likes, hit those likes. Don't be shy about hitting those icons down there. Yeah, yeah, 21 watching. Thanks. Yeah, I've got that. I'm monitoring that on my other monitor here. Um, so let me ask you guys this. I know you're all on here because I've played something that you like or a band that you like. Um, Shoot me some ideas for groups that I've not done on the channel yet that might be groups that you really, really like. So put that in the comment because I'm interested to know what I haven't done yet that would probably be a lot of fun to do. You're fine. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I'd love to have a beer at a pub in New Zealand, dude. That would be awesome. Yeah, I'll tell you, man. IMX, Sarah. Yeah, boy. Oh my gosh. Sarah, I should do a video about our whole experience with IMX. I don't know if any of you viewers out there are familiar with Chris Corner and his entity IMX, but Sarah and I had the most bizarre experience. Amir, I have done Lexington Lab Band, so check out the playlist. I've got a few videos up there. So yeah, I'm gonna come back around and talk about IMX in a minute here because I want to check out all of these bands that are coming in. System of a Down would be a lot of fun. Yeah, they have some pretty cool videos. Level 42, absolutely, absolutely. I'll definitely do Level 42. They're one of my favorites. Yeah, it's really cool that they left that set up, isn't it, from The Hobbit? I'm really glad they did. They're smart because now they could charge people. Oh, good. I'm glad we got a few level 42 fans. I so love this group. My Spanish is not good. I understand more than I speak. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, for level 42, I liked the version of level 42 that was the second incarnation, which had Gary Husband on drums and Peter Alan Murphy on guitar. The Staring at the Sun, that album, I cannot tell you how many times I listened to that. It was on loop, like constant, over and over and over and over and over. That album's amazing. Yeah. Yep. I can understand that. That's what made you pick up the bass. Level 42. Um, Man, that guy's amazing. Yeah, Bimbo. Doesn't matter if it's in another language. I mean, I've done you know, stuff from Japan. So, and they're singing, they're not singing in English. Yeah, how can I blind react to Level 42? I know all the songs, but I haven't seen all their videos. Um, I've seen one of their videos, so there might be more videos out there. Rush, very cool. I'm a fan of Rush. In high school, I was playing with the trio, and we were doing Rush songs. A lot of fun. Steely Dan, absolutely, 100%. Yes, 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 Steely Dan. Yeah, Dirty Loops did that. They did that. It's funny that the obscure stuff, Bimbo, that has come out from Dirty Loops. You have to really dig deep to find that on the internet, on YouTube. I've not done Steve Vai, but I'd love to do Steve Vai. I did Steve Vai with Polyphia. I did that video, and but I would like to do the Steve Vai with Robert Townsend because that was my favorite incarnation of the Vai bands that he's done. And man, whoo, those tunes on that with Devin Townsend screaming. Oh, I just loved that album. I think it was called Sex and Religion. Oh yeah, I know of Midnight Oil. Are they still doing stuff, Mike? Because I remember them back in the '80s, and Beds Are Burning and all of that. I used to think the guy was just so captivating. Looked like a tall, skinny Frankenstein. Uh, Really unusual voice. Those guys were killing it back in the '80s. I remember that. Yes, I've done the Kent Nishimura Amir. I I'm not sure if I've done 25 or yeah, I did 25 or 64. Go find it in my catalog. It's in there. It's in there. I've done it. Yes, Teeth of the Hydra. Yep. Oh, thanks, Mary. Yeah, I'd like to go to Australia as well. Australia and New Zealand, both on my bucket list. Any more reactions to Irina Kozlova? I haven't had any requests for any anymore. Um, but if somebody requests it, then I will do it. Jesus Molina, yeah, this guy's smoking hot. I think I've done one of his videos. Um, Absolutely amazing. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I don't remember which one I did. I'll have to look back in my list of videos that I posted. I wonder if it was Spain. Now that you bring that up, it might have been Spain that I did a reaction to. I'm not sure. I'll have to go look at it. Do I have any '80s fans out there? Because I was thinking of doing an '80s week, and this is part of what I was mentioning about some of the changes on the channel because I want to kind of shift a little bit because I know it's been really heavy on certain bands recently because of all the PayPal requests, PayPal donation requests, and I kind of just opened up the floodgates, and that's what came in naturally. Um, so I realized that not everyone's a fan of Foxes and Fossils and Leonid and Friends. Even though I enjoy all of that stuff, it was pretty heavily into the tribute bands there for quite some time. So now that I'm just pushing through and getting through all of the requests, it's going to allow me to kind of shift a little bit, and I'd like to be able to do a little bit more diverse stuff on the channel like I used to, and also bring, like I said, bring back some of the groups that I had started to do and kind of went away from. So I have a lot of awesome subscribers on the channel that have signed up because of those groups, and I want to be able to come back and do some reactions of those groups so that, you know, those subscribers could get something fun to watch too. Yeah, flock of seagulls. Yep. I'm a huge fan of 80s music. I know Bren's got stuff, new stuff that I haven't seen yet. Newer stuff. Cranberries, yeah. Yeah. Rest in peace, Dolores. Yeah, I was really into a lot of the new wave stuff like XTC and groups that were considered to be more of the quirkier groups. Yeah, so I would love to do an 80s week. I think that would be a blast. I'll have to do like an 80s recording studio graphic for the beginning, because you guys know that I do those studio graphics at the beginning of all my videos. I've got that all on all of my merchandise too, but it would be fun just to do a one-off 80s studio. I think that'd be fun. Split ends. Oh boy. Okay, let's talk about split ends. Tone Zeph, you brought that up. Um, I Yeah, Crowded House. Um, if you have not seen the documentary on Split Ends and Crowded House, you got to check it out. It was so amazing. I've been a Crowded House fan for a long time, and I knew there was a connection between Split Ends and Crowded House, and I knew about the Finn brothers, but I didn't really know much about the history of Split Ends. And this documentary talks about their early days and how Neil came into the group, you know, Neil being Tim's little brother, and how, you know, Split Ends was doing really well at one point. And you know, Tim was the man, and he was writing a lot of the stuff, and they gained their popularity. And Neil came on board, kind of the new guy in the group, and he started to write some of their best stuff. And then the band breaks up. Then Split Ends breaks up. And then so Neil's like, hey, what happened? So then Neil goes off and forms Crowded House. And then years later, invites Tim back to come in, be a part of Crowded House. So he paid the favor back. I love that. Oh, so cool. Oingo Boingo, huge fan. I would love to get into some Boingo stuff. Definitely, if I'm doing an 80s week, Boingo will be in there for sure. Alex, yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I think that's coming. Um, yeah, you would definitely be smart to do that. That's I've been thinking about the whole thing about my pricing, and I think that that's going to change, folks. Yeah, yeah. I've been doing a little research and seeing what other people charge and what the other reaction channels are doing and stuff, and I'm kind of underneath it. Um, but I'm still chewing on it, because you know I want to be fair. So Bimbo, living in America. That's funny, dude. I don't think of that song as being an 80s song, even though it is. Yeah, when I think of 80s, I think of new wave. That's yeah, not James Brown to me, but but yeah, I could understand that though. Oh, there's a Boingo tribute band. Well, that's cool. I'd like to check that out. Lita Ford. I met her at the NAMM show one year. Six Wheelin', the forgetful farmer. Hey, good to have you on the live thing here. Oh, thank you, Amir. I appreciate that. He writes, your reactions are legend. It's nice to hear it from a musician's point of view. You know what's funny? When I first started the channel, I don't know how many of you know this. Some of you OGs might know this. When I started the channel, I wanted to do something that had to do with music, obviously. And I tried a couple things. Like I did like a gear review thing of a guitar, and then I did some sort of a Q&A thing with my brother where he asked me questions and I responded to them, and those didn't really gain any traction. I didn't really get much interested in this, and this is like, you know, maybe I had like 10 subscribers back then. And so I was buzzing around on YouTube, and I came across something that they call a reaction video, and I'm like, what is this? So I watched one. I don't even remember who it was, but I was like, well, this is a really bizarre source of entertainment. And so I watched it, and I'm like, well, I could do that. You know, I know about music, and maybe I might have something to say that might be interesting or maybe funny to somebody else. So I'm going to do one. So what I ended up doing was I had to pick a video. So I'm like, okay, well, I know Kiss's catalog, the band Kiss. I know their catalog, but I don't know all of their videos. So I found a video, Kiss's video of the song Shandy, and I'd never seen the video, but I knew about the song. But it wasn't a song that I thought, well, it wasn't a song I really cared that much about. But I thought, you know, okay, I'm going to have my, shot at doing a reaction video. So I did Shandy from Kiss. And as I watched it, I was laughing all the way through it because it was so cheesy and corny, and I was making jokes all the way through it. And I had so much fun. I mean, I was entertaining myself with it. So then I posted it, and I really posted it on, because nobody knew my channel at all. Like I said, I had hardly any subscribers. So, you know, I was just, you know, lurking in the background. And I sent the link to my brother to make him laugh, because he was also a Kiss fan. We grew up, you know, doing the shows in the garage with makeup on and stuff, my brother and I. So, so I did this reaction to it, sent to my brother. He cracked up that when we talked about it and stuff. And then I saw like the views were going up, and then the views got over 100. This is so funny thinking about this now. So the views got over 100, and I was so excited because I'm like, I don't even know 100 people. Who are these people that are watching this silly video that I did? So it was just this like spike of adrenaline and fun for me that I'm like, oh, I'm going to make another one. I'm going to do another one. Let me find another song. So I started buzzing around. As I'm looking through videos, I start to see videos from Dirty Loops, who I had been a fan of for years. I was a major fan of theirs, and I didn't know that they had put out their original stuff on videos. I know that they released music, but I didn't know they made videos for them. So I decided that I was going to do a reaction video to a Dirty Loops song. So I did one, and it blew up. I was like, okay, like I'm getting over 1,000. This is freaking me out. So then I did another one. That blew up. And then I did a third one. And by the time I got to the third one, that's when Jonah saw it. And then that's when he posted something on his Instagram about my video, and then my viewership went through the roof, and I got massive subscribers after that, and then I got monetized and all of that. And then that's when things started to become more serious for me about it. And then I just did like all Dirty Loop stuff like at that point. Then I started doing Snarky Puppy stuff. Some of you people have been around know that. But that's how the whole channel started. That's how the whole thing, it was kind of an accident. It was kind of like I was doing it for fun to make my brother laugh. And, that's how I ended up where I'm at now. But, the thing that I never anticipated about it was that I would be able to meet the artists that I was doing videos for, that I was doing reactions for, that I would actually be able to become friends with them. And that's been the unforeseen benefit of doing the channel. So that's been a lot of fun. And also having friends on the channel who are the viewers and stuff, and having those relationships and friendships with people that I would have never have met if it wasn't for the channel. Amir, can you really see can you tell what my guitars are? They're so blurry. Can you really tell? Wow. Yeah, there's a Yamaha back there. Oh, Bimbo, yeah. So you binged all my Dirty Loops. Yeah. Oh my God. I did everything that they had up there. Then I started doing audio ones, and thanks to you. I think I've got 2 more I got to do still. Jeff Healy. I know about Jeff Healy. I haven't really gotten familiar with his catalog, so that would be fun to do some of his stuff so I could get to know his material. Spellbound, that's it. That's the documentary. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Joseph, how's it going? Hey, Joe. Glad you made it. Hey, Phil, how's it going? Yeah, I hope to meet Leonid when I see them out in Oxnard. Supposedly, he knows who I am from a mutual friend that they have mentioned me to him, and I saw a thread of comments back and forth, so he knows who I am. So it'll be fun to meet him. Alex. Yeah, then came the first F-bomb. Yes, yes, yes. Do you remember what it was for? Do you remember what it was for? Yeah. Yeah, go fix that mower, Amir, in the heat. Thanks for coming by, dude. Thumbs up. Safety dance. It's funny. Men Without Hats, I've seen recently, and I didn't recognize the guy. I don't know if you've seen the singer. I don't know his name, but I just saw something that they're they're out gigging still, and I saw a live thing, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, this song sounds very familiar. And then they started singing Safety Dance, and I'm like, oh my God, it's the band. The guy looks so different now. Blinded Me with Science, I'm a huge Dolby fan, so I absolutely would do Thomas Dolby for sure. Joe, it's been a Tory day. Oh man. Waving the Tory flag, man. You've done a great job of getting her name out there, Joe. Bruce Hornsby. Yes, yes, of course. Did you see my video this morning, Amir? Oh, I didn't know Men Without Hats was Canadian. Very cool. Lingus, you got it, dude. That was the only time I dropped an F-bomb on the channel. The only time that I've ever done that was watching Lingus from Snarky Puppy, and they get that honor. The only one. What a solo. What a solo. Oh, man. Matthew Wilkes, you are so late, my friend. Oh, Matthew's an OG, folks. He's been with the channel for a very, very long time. Um, Matt and I have done a few Zoom sessions, catching up and saying hi. He was like one of my first Powers of the Universe patrons, and it was fun to chat with him. He's in Wales. Oh yeah, did she buy that Neumann, or did someone give it to her? Those Neumann mics are not cheap. Oh yeah, of course. I remember Romeo Void. What time is it over at your place, Matt? Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Mary. Do you have a way to record yourself out where you're at? Can you get me stems? Yeah, yeah. There are some mics that are just absolutely ridiculous, man. Like some cost as much as a car. Oh yeah, yeah, Matt. You'll have to let me know how the whole recording setup is going. Matthew Wilkes is that you see in the comment here. He's starting his musical venture soon. Yeah, all good, bro. Everything's good. I have not heard of Walk Off the Earth. Interesting. Oh, okay. You're into the evening over there, Matthew. No, I don't know that group. Yeah, it's so funny. Some of the groups that you've given me, Matthew, like I know you like that really hard stuff. And sometimes it's like because you're such like you don't look like the music that you listen to. You're such a mild mannered looking dude, and you go, "I like this," and it's like blows my head off. The Jacob Collier interview. Who did he interview with? Probably Rick Beato, huh? That guy gets everybody. Wait, your mom knows me, Bimbo? Where do you live, Bimbo? Oh yeah, man. Oh, Haircut 100. Oh yes, Depeche Mode. Yep, Simple Mind, Kaja Gugu. You got it, dude. You're in the vein. That's the same stuff I listen to. I think I missed your link, Alex. Yeah, yeah. I remember that first video that I did for you, because you were the only other person on the planet that I knew who knew what Journey was. Oh, the power of the internet, right? Well, I lived in the valley, dude. I lived in Northridge for a few years. Your mom might know me. Yeah, Matt, I know yeah, you listen to some pretty awesome stuff though, bro. Yeah, we got some LA people. Paul Davis. Yeah, Dexy's Midnight Runners. You know, what's interesting about Dexy's Midnight Runners, um, I heard it was probably this like behind the music thing. I heard that when they did Come On Eileen and dressed up like the hillbillies with the overalls and all of that, that was a one off for that video. And they don't look like that when they play, or they haven't. That was just for the video, and because it was like the first U.S. exposure of this group with that song, everybody thought that's what they look like, and so they kind of like had to morph into that image because it was so popular in the U.S. But they they just did it for the video, and I think some of them did it begrudgingly because I think that half of the group didn't want to do that, didn't want to dress up like that. But yeah, really interesting. Yeah, definitely. Tones F. I will make a post when I do my '80s thing. I'll make a community post and I'll ask for some ideas and requests and stuff like that. So look for that when it comes up, and then you could give me the mother load of all of your favorite groups. Flock Seagulls. Yep, I have a Flock of Seagulls story. So I saw Flock of Seagulls with the Fix and another group. I can't remember, but I know it was Flock of Seagulls. I know it was the Fix. Oh, Berlin in Santa Barbara Bowl, and I went with my buddy Kevin, who plays keyboards in my group, Hollander, and we were sitting there. We were sitting there watching, the groups and stuff, and Flock Seagulls were up there doing their thing, and there's a little break between songs, and and we're watching like the bass player. He changed basses or something. I don't remember what happened, but he had put his bass in, and he forgot to plug his bass in, and there the song that they were about to play, the bass player had an intro, so he was going to be thumping this intro. So he puts his bass on, and then he struts up to the front of the stage, and then he starts slapping his bass, and nothing's coming out. And I remember Kevin go, "We're not going to hear anything." As soon as the guy walked up, Kevin goes, "We're not going to hear anything." And I was like, "Huh?" And then it's like he's like flapping the bass. He's panicking, and he's like messing with his knobs and everything. Meanwhile, his cable's on the floor. He didn't even notice. He forgot to plug his bass in. That was pretty funny. It was very embarrassing for him. Yep, graduated high school in '87. '80s music, man. That's it. I graduated in '80. Yeah, Enigma Division. They're working on a new album, right? New Order, In Excess. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, then you got all of this classic rock stuff like Journey, Fleetwood Mac. I'll tell you, man. '70s and '80s, boy. What amazing music. Oh, Tori and Jim are going to do Close to You? Oh, it's one of my faves, man. Wow. So cheat the system for you guys out there. Um, I'm not taking any more. I'm pausing the PayPal donation requests, but because I have patrons, I have to keep that going because they get a promised 1 or 2 videos depending on what tier you're on. And so I'm taking their requests. So if you really were desperate to get a request on the books sooner than later, you could jump onto Patreon and make requests through Patreon until I open up the PayPal donation request, because I might wait to unpause. I might wait as late as the end of July. So, because that's what I'm booked up to. I'm booked all the way through the end of July. Let's see if I can give you guys a little sneak peek here. This is the fun of doing live streams. Okay, I don't want to give out any personal information, so let me tailor this a little bit here. All right, feast your eyes, people. Here's the schedule. So this is today. I've got Foxes and Fossils coming out this evening, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Cowboy Take Me Away was a request. And I still have to shoot this Vaughn Williams one. I have already shot the Deep Purple one. Anyway, so this is where we're at in the schedule right here. This is Saturday, so this is today right here. So let me show you what I've got, and I don't know how clearly you could see it, but this is currently what I have ahead of me. And these two out here are my patron who's already making his August requests, because he's smart. He's the guy that does my classical stuff. He does a lot of the requests in classical. That's why I always have him on my classical Sundays. That's why I split him up and put him here. But yeah, so this date is like July 30th, which would be like the next open spot if somebody made a request. If I had opened it up, if it was still open, that would be the slot that you would get. Would be if you made it today, you would see the video July 30th. So man, that is quite a wait. And then I've got the ones in red are dupes. You can see that. A couple of ones here that I've tried to contact these people a number of times. Haven't heard back from them, so those slots might become open. One of the things that I'm thinking of doing is having an extra option to expedite your video, and that's why I'm trying to clear the decks here, so that I can open up spots in the week where I could reserve them. So if somebody wants an expedited video, that I can do that. And then you'll see my 1 day off in June, my 1 day off in July. Yeah. And sometimes I'll reserve a slot in case I make a mistake and miss somebody's video, and I have to put it in there without having to shift everything down. So yeah. Behind the scenes. Better chat. Dave. Dude, oh, you win. That was a great remark. Better chance getting to see a doctor. Oh my gosh, you know it. You are so right, man. Oh man. Okay, let's see. Check out some of these comments here. Oh, Alex, you're talking about their technical difficulties during the first Runaway solo in Boston. I'd like to hear more about that. Um, Bimbo, you're so young. Uh, yeah, Bimbo. USC 79. Yep, yep. Yeah, he's just a little bit older than me, Joe. Cars, love the Cars. Was a big fan. I love Elliot Easton. Think he's an amazing guitar player. Yeah, put a good word for me down at the Shire. I love that, man. Thank you. Um, Matt, yeah. So I contacted Connor about doing an interview a couple of months ago, and he said he'd get back to me about when the boys could be available for that. And yeah, I never heard from him. I didn't follow up on it because I've been crazy busy with the videos, as you already know. But I need to follow up with him. But I'm actually thinking what I might want to do is just to have Connor on the channel by himself, because it's easier for me to do the interviews when it's just one-on-one. I have done group interviews, but I feel bad because there's always somebody who's sitting there twiddling their thumbs, and I don't want them to have that experience. So maybe I'll ping Connor and just get Connor on the channel. Connor and I have gone back and forth a lot on social media, and we have a lot of the same tastes in music, and we would have so much to talk about. At this point, because we corresponded a lot, I consider Connor my friend at this point. So I'll have to get back to him. Hocus Pocus by Focus, Curly. Oh boy, I remember that song. I had a lot of fun listening to that tune, man, back in the day. Dave, yeah, man, cassettes. Remember making mixtapes? Ah, a lot of fun. Talking Heads, yep, great group. Stormbringer is coming up. Did you see it in the schedule? Yes. Roxy Music, love Roxy Music. Holy smokes, man. More Than This and Avalon were life-changing for me. Those songs. Oh, I love that era. I love that era for Roxy Music. They did some pretty wild stuff in the early days with Eno too. Sledgehammer, Peter Gabriel. Yeah, okay, so here's my Peter Gabriel story. So Peter Gabriel was playing at the Ventura Theater in a small venue before he launched this big tour. And a buddy of mine, Bob Lopez, shout out to Bobby, he got tickets. I think it was like a radio station giveaway or something like that. It was a few years ago. And like this is around the time after he just released Sledgehammer and those tunes. And so they came out, they played halfway through their set. They went to play, I can't remember what song it was. But Tony Levin, he had a 3-string bass with these really weird translucent gummy looking strings. It's a weird instrument. So it's a 3-string bass. And he went to like clap, so he's clapping like this, and the freaking strap came down and the bass came crashing to the ground, full volume, man. It was sounding like a cannon went off. It's like the whole place lit up. It was like, and then it's like, it was almost like his pants had fallen down because he reached down so fast to grab his bass. It was freaking hilarious. He was so embarrassed. But live music, baby. Live music. Okay, let's see. Oh, Rockpile. I've heard of those guys. I never heard much from them, but I do remember the name. Mixtapes from the radio, Phil. Buddy, I still have some of those. I out here, KTYD was a radio station in Santa Barbara, and they played all of the stuff that I loved. I also have one from KROQ with Rodney Bingenheimer, and I recorded just a day that was a glorious day of music from both of these radio stations, and I still have those tapes. I need to transfer them. Yep, Only the Lonely by the Motels. Martha on vocals. Yep. Yeah, she was great. I think she's still doing stuff. Um, I know that when the Motels, well, when Martha Davis used to come to Ventura County when I was living out in Ventura County and playing in groups, that she would assemble bands to play with her as their backup bands. Back in the day, I remember that, and I was thinking, maybe I should do that sometime with her, but I was too busy. Brian Adams, Billy Joel, yeah. Oh, Rita, I haven't heard from you in a while. That's a great idea. Oh boy. Oh, I've I've never heard of that. So Rita says, Jeff, wouldn't it be fun that we, your subs, react to your favorite artist, band, and their songs? That would be amazing. I would love to do that. Mike Sparks, huge, huge fan. Did you see the video, the movie that came out about Sparks? I love that. Sarah and I went and saw that together. Yeah, the Mail Brothers. Yeah, I remember seeing Sparks when I was a kid, and I was in Vegas, and I thought, who's this guy with the Hitler mustache? Yeah, man. Dave, I remember those cassette holders too. I still have them. I still have them. Yeah. Oh man, Green Eyed Lady. Woo! You bring back some memories. Nick Lowe, Dave Edmonds. Yep, yep. The rock of the '80s. You know it, Joe. You're out here. Psychedelic Furs. Okay, here's my Psychedelic Furs story. So, I saw Psychedelic Furs at, I believe it was the Troubadour. Yes, the Troubadour. And Wall of Voodoo opened for them, which was a whole thing in itself. But when this is R-rated, what I'm going to say, but so Wall of Voodoo did their thing, and that was a lot of fun. And I remember with Wall of Voodoo, the guy that played the drums and the percussion and all of that, that guy was a character. He talked like the whole time, and he and the lead singer Stan Ridgway would talk to each other during the set. They're very relaxed, such a typical LA band. They're so comfortable playing there, because they lived there. And I just remember these guys going back and forth, and the drummer just being such a cut up and making it very entertaining. They're really fun, which I thought, since they were Wall of Voodoo, I thought it was going to be a very dark, type of performance, but they were so funny. And when they came down to the music, then the music got dark, which was real fun. But Psychedelic Furs played after them, and all I remember from watching Psych Furs was that the lead singer, I can't remember his name, the lead singer came down from some place, I can't remember exactly. I just have this vague recollection of him being up. Maybe he was on the drum riser, and the orange lights were on him, and he comes out singing the song, and he's grabbing his crotch, like really getting into it. I mean, he was like really, really going to town. And I'm like, this is the first song that he comes out and he does the, and I was just sitting there like, I didn't come here for this. I don't know. Maybe he saw his underwear was too tight and he was getting pinched or something. I don't know. But that's what I remember from the performance. Go figure. Yeah, Osnoy. Um, okay, here's my Osnoy story. So Osnoy, um, I met at the NAMM show. He was in a booth playing guitar, and he had somebody on bass. Who was on bass? Um, gosh, God, I don't remember who. Another well-known uh, artist who's independently known for his. He's a studio guy, and when when they had a break, he stood up, and I walked up. I walked up to Oz because I'm a fan of his, and he's got one of the most beautiful renditions of "I Can't Make You Love Me." Bonnie Raitt, yeah, the Bonnie Raitt song. He does a version of it. I've played it on the channel before because it's one of my faves, and I talk about it. It's a really early video that I did a long, long time ago for the channel. And he's from Israel. I don't know if you know who he is, but anyway, I walked up to him, and I looked him in the face, and I said, "Your rendition of 'I Can't Make You Love Me' is one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard." And he just stood there, looking at me. He didn't say one word. And I'm like, "Okay, let's take a picture." And I'll have to dig around for the picture. But that was so bizarre. He didn't say one word to me. I was like, "Okay, I know you speak English," but that was weird. Billy Squire. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a thing about how his career took a turn after the video that he had done. Yeah, that was really interesting. Nick and Dave were in Rockpile. Yes, okay. Yeah, Mexican radio. You know it. Yep. A clear tone ghetto blaster. Heck yeah, man. Oh, Supertramp, Thompson Twins, Nick Kershaw, Joe Boxers, Robbie Neville, real life. Boy, you go deep, man. Oh my gosh. You know, it's funny with Supertramp. I love Supertramp, and I've listened to them for years. And back in the day, I was a fan of theirs, and I had never seen what they look like. And for some reason in my mind, I had an idea of what the lead singer looked like. I don't know how. I don't know why. I still remember the look of the guy in my head that I imagined. But then when I finally saw them like in a video, I'm like, that's not the guy. It's like it totally didn't look like the guy I had in my mind. His voice did not go with his face. Nazareth, yeah. Get an interview with Michael McDonald. Yeah, he's pretty high profile. I wouldn't be able to get that guy. That'd be pretty hard. Oh my God, Joe. Jim Stanford, are you kidding me? Oh, you're gone deep, dude. Spiders and snakes, yes. I loved Jim Stanford when I was a kid. I loved it. I loved that guy. Oh, you worked with him? Oh my God. Yeah, the dude was very talented. Thank you, Beautissimo. Thanks for joining us. Hey, say hi to Josh for me. Of course, I remember him, of course. Edgar Winter. Wow, yeah. Wow. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. So many amazing groups. You know, that's what's, yeah, Split Ends, definitely. I got to do Split Ends. Some of that early stuff, Dave, with split ends. I saw some video of them. You know, they're so quirky and so bizarre. And um, I after I saw that documentary, I went out and got their stuff. I was like, you know, back then it was CDs and stuff. But I really, really started to get deeply into their music because they got some really cool stuff. But I wasn't really into them back when they were doing it. So it's like not until later that I started to really get into their music. But they have some really fun stuff. Very quirky group, and I love weird. I love weird. I love the weird stuff. So I really enjoyed them. South Africa, McIver Muriel. Wow, boy, amazing. Everyone comes from. My girl Bill, yeah. Punctuation matters. I love it. Joe, you're killing me. Oh man. I don't know Burton Cummings. I don't know Burton Cummings. Ooh, Echo. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Talk about a mood, Dave. What is it with that song? Killing Moon? Is that the tune that they do? That haunts me. Sugar Kisses, all of that stuff. Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you, MacGyver. Um, Echo and the Bunny Man. I really like those guys. I mean, they're you knew it was them. It's that's the thing about groups coming out of the '80s is that as soon as you heard a couple seconds of their music, you knew that's Depeche Mode. That's Echo and the Bunnymen. That's the Police. The diversity in sound in their music was just um, so unique. It was a time that came out of the '70s when people were trying to sound like each other, and kind of like have this continuity in the sound of the rock and music that was going on at that time. '80s was an explosion of diversity where bands were going in the opposite direction and running away from each other. If you sounded like another band in the '80s, you were not going to be successful. That was what was so cool about it, and why I love the '80s was because you had groups that were so diverse and really coming up with just very unique stuff, and yeah, a lot of great music. Burton is Canadian lead singer. Oh, the Guess Who. Hmm. Okay, got it. Oh, probably should be wrapping it up soon. Yeah, I was thinking about the last stream that I did. How funny that I come on thinking that it's probably going to be a half hour, and then people are going to get tired of me, and then I'm just going to go, okay, I'm done. But every stream I've done has been over an hour and a half, and this one as well. I mean, I'm at like an hour and 47 minutes, so this has been a lot of fun. I should do more of these. Yeah, Bimbo, I'm going to be heading out too, man. Great chatting with you. Oh, you got a party. Awesome, man. Yeah, Rita, I know. Isn't that cool? South Africa, Finland, all over the place. Tears for Fears, The Cure. Oh my gosh. Oh, love those groups. Yeah, well, we're gonna have fun for '80s week, guys. I'm going to set that up and start to work on that. At some point, probably I'm going to start warming up to that early July. We just got into June, so I got a lot of stuff to get through still. So I don't want to start working on that too early. But come early July, I'm going to start to move in that direction. Oh, Richard Henshaw, Haken's guitar player, put out a new EP mixed by Adam Bentley. Wow. Awesome. Thumbs up. Yes, my brother. Yes, yes, yes. Sounds like you were wandering in the same neighborhood that I was. Yes, man. Hey, Joseph. Chicago song from Leonid Coin on me. Yes. Call on me. Yes, yes, yes. Were you guys actually able to see my spreadsheet on your screens very well? Probably not, right? I mean, I don't know. It looked a little blurry on my screen over here. I don't know if you guys got a chance to be able to actually read anything off of it. But for those of you on Patreon, in the top tiers, the Powers of the Universe tier is the top tier, which you get 2 reactions a month, and then underneath that is the Badass patron, which you get 1 per month. And then the tier under that, I can't remember what I called it, but it's the $10 tier. That those top 3 tiers get access to my schedule, and I will post periodically an updated schedule. And I usually try to post it like every couple of weeks or so. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's how you get to see my schedule. Oh, Joe, screen captured. Very good. Very good. Rita, you been in the NAMM show? When were you out here? Earth, Wind, and Fire. Awesome group. Awesome. Love them. Earth, Wind, and Fire for me is junior high school. And that music, boy, oh, boy, that was just ringing, you know, all over the place back in the day when I was in 7th and 8th grade. That was what everyone was listening to in the Nard, Oxnard. Awesome, you guys. All right, well, I am going to get moving on because I'm gonna go pick up Sarah. She probably dropped off already. Sarah had shoulder surgery, a rotator cuff. Poor thing, has been recovering from that from a couple days ago. I'm gonna go treat her to lunch. I'm gonna go and pick her up and do something nice for lunch. And thanks so much for joining me. You guys are awesome. Thank you for making the channel so interesting. And okay, you're still on. Okay, cool. Yeah, as soon as I get off of this, I'm heading over to your place, sir. I just want to say just the last thing that I so appreciate you guys and your positivity on the channel and in your comments. And my ulterior motive with the channel is not only to share beautiful music with you, but also to try to encourage and lift spirits and to inject some positivity into the world here. Because boy, it's really gotten rough out there, especially living in the U.S. and the political climate and just the division in this country. It's hard. It's really hard. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of people that are walking around, in a mindset that is very negative. And I see it a lot on social media. I see it all the time. I see it in the comments that come on the channel, and that's why I purify the channel nonstop. I watch every comment that comes in. My phone gets pinged, and I see it, and I could read within the first few words. I could tell the tone of the comment, and if it's something that is not appropriate for the channel and doesn't have the right spirit for the channel, then they get blocked from their comments. They can still watch the channel. They just don't get to comment because they lose that privilege. So I'm so grateful to you guys, because all of you, and I know, most of you who have commented today, I have had a personal conversation with one-on-one, and so I know you're good people, and I so appreciate all of you. And Rita, it's so great seeing you again, because I know that you were out for a while. And man, all of you guys, I don't want to I could just go down every single one of you and make a comment about you, but I'll do that another time. But bye, Meg. I just saw your thing. I just wanted to again give you a heartfelt thank you for your participation and your interest in the channel, and your awesome suggestions. That you guys are the lifeblood of the channel. I don't choose any of the songs. If my channel is great, it's because of you guys, and I know that. So thank you so much. Bye, y'all. Matt, we'll chat soon. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Saturday's my favorite day of the week. Sarah knows that. I wake up every Saturday with a big smile. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.